Football is a complex sport, and I, for one, love that. 11 guys play offense, 11 guys play defense, and all 22 of them execute complex assignments planned out by hordes of coaches on each side of the sidelines. And speaking of that horde of coaches, no two coaches get more attention than the offensive and defensive play caller, as if you asked fans from all across the league, those are the guys that either are the reason your team is winning or the reason your team is losing almost every single game they play. But how do you evaluate them? Well, you could sit for hours learning and understanding every play call in the books, taking a guess at what a team is running based on their all-22 and charting every single snap. Or you could join me next football season as once a week we're going to break down one of the core drives of the game, either on offense or defense, and slowly but surely we'll get a sense for who Luke Getsy and Alan Williams are as play callers, as well as get a look at some of the other offensive and defensive minds in the league that they go up against. Frankly, I can't wait to get started, so let's dive in and test it out. I've picked out a drive for us, specifically Chicago's opening third quarter drive in Week 5's Minnesota game that should give us a good sense for how Luke Getsy looks to attack opposing defenses, what Justin Fields brings to his offense, where the offense could be much better in 2023, and most importantly for me anyways, how this format is going to work as we move into the season. But I'm talking enough. Let's go ahead and dive into the film room and get started. To set the stage a little bit, Chicago's recovering from a tough start to the football game where their offense sputtered, took penalties, and made silly mistakes, whereas the Vikings opened up with 18 straight completions, 3 straight touchdown drives, and a 21-3 lead. But as the first half drew to a close, the Bears' defense came up with a huge sack, forced a punt, and Darnell Mooney made an insane catch downfield that catalyzed a touchdown to bring the Bears a bit closer. And as the offense took the field to open up the third quarter, it's obvious the Bears need a score here to stay in this football game. So without further ado, let's dissect the drive. So for the first play of the drive, we get a really easy one to start with as the Vikings are going to come out in their 4-man coverage shell. You're going to see this all drive long. Could be cover 4, could be cover 2. They could even rotate it and get into cover 3, but we'll get there later. This is a run play to start off the drive, and it's interesting because we get a very clear 7-man box against 7 Bears blockers. But I really want you to watch what Luke Getsy does to influence the situation, because he's able to take what should be a 7-on-7 and turn it into a 5-on-4. Watching the play in full speed, you're going to see it's outside zone to the left-hand side as the Bears are going to try to get David Montgomery just outside the tackles, but they only get 3 yards. Why? Well, the tight angle is going to show us everything that we need to see. First player I want you to watch is going to be Darnell Mooney. He's coming from the left side of the screen right now, and pay attention to what he does to number 39, the corner. Moving forward, as he motions over, 39 is going to have to leave the box to pick up Darnell Mooney. The Bears just took a defender away from the run fit. Now watch Equanimeous St. Brown, who's cutting across the strength of the play, and number 58 has to honor him. The Bears have flicked the ball to the receiver coming across the formation at times, so now you've got 58 out of the play, you've got that corner out of the play, and you've got Cole Kmet taking the backside defensive end, Zadarius Smith out of the play as well. We've got lineman against linebacker, lineman on defensive end, and a double block right here, a combo block as it is, to get Braxton Jones onto the play side linebacker that's flowing over. And backing up just a little bit, this is where the relationship between X's and O's and Jimmy's and Joe's, as they're called, gets complicated, because watch Danielle Hunter on this play. Braxton Jones is able to get in front of Hunter and set him onto Lucas Patrick's shoulder, the Bears' left guard. Patrick should have this block under control, but as Jones tries to get back out into space to take this block away from 54, who's flowing over to stop David Montgomery, Hunter regains leverage and is able to blow up this play. So Hunter takes what could have been a 5, 6, maybe 7-yard gain on first down, if not a little more, and turns it into just a 3-yard gain for the Bears, pushing them to 2nd and 7. It's a really, really nice play by the defensive end, despite the fact that Getsy was able to get his offense the advantage. So now it's 2nd and 7, and the Vikings are still in that that same coverage shell we just saw, but the Bears have shifted 2 receivers out wide, 1 on the other side, spreading things out just a little bit and shifting towards a shotgun set. Chances are it's a passing play. The Bears have done this all season where they'll run under center and then they'll pass it in the shotgun. But the Bears are going to see if they can't take advantage of the Vikings with a post over the middle and what I believe is a go route that can get converted to an out route if they see cover 4. As the play gets started, that's exactly what they see in a split field coverage. The Vikings will pause once they're into things, are running what looks to me like cover 6. So that's cover 4 to this side in a split field look, with cover 2 right here. As you can see, this corner is playing in the flat. Fields cares about this because if Equanimeous St. Brown is going to head upfield on a go route, there's not much there for him. And if Darnell Mooney tries to run a post route, Harrison Smith is sitting on it and there's not much there either. But NFL playbooks are complicated and all kinds of times receivers can effectively change their route. So once you see that corner bailing, I think ESB has the green light to convert this thing, which is why Fields is sitting here waiting for it. Makes a nice throw to the outside with all kinds of space, and the Bears pick up a nice first down. When we take a look at the other side of this, the tight angle, we're going to see that Fields' eyes are watching that safety the whole time. He does want to throw to Mooney. You can see the eyes looking at Harrison Smith right here, but as he shifts left to right, he spies Patrick Peterson, probably right at about this moment, and knows, okay, we've got the out route. Plants, throws plenty accurate as ESB is able to go up, get the ball, bring it down for a nice first down. But as play number 3 shows us, there are limits to how many gimmicks you can put in your running game, and when the Bears are going to try what is basically a downhill run, but they're going to set it up with a toss action that leaves Za'Darius Smith unblocked and is attempting to get him to freeze for just a little bit as Cole Kmet comes over to sift block him, it doesn't work. Za'Darius Smith is very quick on the trigger, gets downhill almost immediately, and absolutely annihilates this play for an embarrassing loss of 6 yards by the Bears offense. Now, it's fine. I mean, a lot of this stuff has actually worked for the Bears up through this point in the season, but you can see that with this action right here, the Bears are attempting to set this up like it's an outside zone run to the left-hand side with David Montgomery taking a pitch play, and he's going to counter it. I would argue it's probably a toss counter kind of action, and Kmet's supposed to get to Smith, and he just needs to hesitate. That's part of the design of the play. When he doesn't, there's no way for Kmet to legally reach him, and there's nothing for David to do as he goes straight down, and the Bears are in the hole, 2nd and 16. And 2nd and 16 is not an easy down to fight your way back from, so as the Vikings show the same coverage net that they've been showing so far this drive, we're going to see the Bears call a split field passing concept that I've seen called smash divide, though obviously coaches use all kinds of different terms, where you're going to see the outside receiver run an in, try to draw this corner. Ryan Griffin here is going to run a corner route that if the safety pops into cover 2 or even sinks deeper into cover 3, chances are we're going to get what you'd call a hole shot right there. And if both of those routes are covered, chances are we might get Cole Kmet on the post route over the middle, though if Harrison Smith sinks back, that's going to be covered too. But a lot of options on this side. On the other side, we've got Darnell Mooney, one of Fields' favorite receivers, running what looks like a slot fade route, but he's kind of just getting out of the way. Fields, though, trusts Darnell Mooney so much that he's going to take a look at him to start the playoff and probably hangs on to him a bit too long, because by the time Fields flips his head and looks back towards the rest of the play, he thinks about the check down, but he sees this corner biting down. Maybe we could hit ESB, but 54 is going to cover that up, and the real shame here is that Ryan Griffin running that corner route right here, there is tons of space for a hole shot that if Fields had started on that side and probably doesn't look at Darnell Mooney, he might be able to hit. But this is where Justin Fields being Justin Fields comes in handy, because in the open space, an NFL linebacker is going to really struggle to bring him down, and Fields is able to pick up an extremely important 6 yards here. Yes, it's not the hole shot, but getting 6 yards on 2nd and 16 puts you in 3rd and 10, and there are plenty of play calls to get you 10 yards in the passing game, whereas 15, 16 yards, that's a deeper drop for your quarterback, that's an easier maybe 7 or 8 man coverage for the defensive line, and it's a tougher down to fight your way out of when they know you're going to pass it. And you're going to really feel the difference those 6 yards make, as the Vikings are going to show you the same coverage net that they've been showing you, with a big group of simulated pressures up on the line of scrimmage and and linebackers dropping off into what becomes Tampa 2, but because the Bears are on 3rd and 10 and not 3rd and 16, when they run what is basically 4 verts with everybody able to read where they are and sit down if they find a zone, the dropping linebackers aren't able to stop Cole Kmet from curling right at about 10 yards, and both Cole and Fields know it because as this ball is snapped, Fields snaps his head straight to Cole Kmet, delivers a ball right on time, and Kmet's able to catch it and rumble upfield for extra yards after the catch. When people talk about football being a game of inches, this is what they mean because Cole can't convert this near as easily if they're at 3rd and 16. Yes, Fields may have not gotten the read perfect on that other play, but the extra yards he's able to get with his legs keep that drive moving, along with a nice throw here on 3rd down, and now we're knocking on the door of the red zone with a fresh set of downs. And the 6th play of this drive opens up pretty innocuously as the Bears are going to motion from an I formation look with Ryan Griffin in the backfield to putting him on the line of scrimmage in a true 12 personnel look. And as he moves, you're going to see Harrison Smith move from the box back up to his normal spot in the Vikings coverage net, and whatever audible they called, Fields doesn't like it, and he's going to check to it right now as the Vikings are back in the same umbrella that they've been in all drive. When the quarterback checks, it's usually to a run, and that's exactly what the Bears do here as they go outside zone to the left-hand side. This linebacker immediately charges David Montgomery's likely gap, so Montgomery's going to turn back up the backside of the run, take what he can, and what he can get is 5 yards. Nice physical run by Montgomery. Good job by the Vikings to limit him to what he got, but Montgomery comes downhill so hard that honestly I'm impressed with the fact that he's able to grind 5 out here. So good job by the runner. And great job for the Bears getting into a nice down 2nd and 5. You're in good position. And play number 7 is a really cool example of what you get with Justin Fields as your quarterback, because kudos to Ed Donatel. The Vikings start in the same umbrella coverage look that they've been in all drive long, but this, would you believe it, is a 6-man blitz as they're going to bring what effectively is the house. And the Bears aren't ready for it. They don't have enough pass protectors, and all of their routes are relatively deep, with Cole Kmet running a post, clearing space for Darnell Mooney, who's got a long way to go, and ISM running a deep corner. And when David Montgomery can't quite get out of the backfield fast enough, this should be a sack, or best case for the offense, a throwaway. With Justin Fields, it's just not that easy though, as he spots up a free runner with a tunnel to him. You're going to see him bait the guy out and then spin out, and look at that. All kinds of space because you threw a blitz at Fields. Nobody got open. He wasn't even necessarily looking to throw, but you get an easy 10-yard chunk, a free 1st down, maybe most importantly, no hit if you're a Bears fan that Justin Fields has to take. Watch again and you'll see it. Maybe had this play gotten a normal look, Darnell Mooney would have had some space as this linebacker bites down to take David Montgomery, but when Mooney slips at the top of his route, there's really nowhere to go with the football. Fields' athleticism is the answer on this play, gets out of the pocket very, very easily, converts a 1st down, and puts the Bears squarely in the red zone on 1st and 9. And on that play, the final play of this drive, the Vikings are going to start in the same umbrella coverage look as ever, but would you believe, with a shotgun set and David Montgomery in the backfield, the Bears call back to that motion we saw on the first play of this drive, pulling Velus Jones across the formation, handing him the ball, and he's able to win a foot race and get into the end zone. I'm going to rewind this in just a little bit because I want to call out a couple of blockers, but kudos to Velus for having the foot speed to make the play. Now, I really want you to watch Cole Kmet and Equinemius St. Brown. Both of these guys get a lot of heat for different things they do on the football field, but they hit huge blocks on this play, and the moment this linebacker hesitates, the Vikings defense just does not have an answer. Because as we start to move this play just a little further forward, Kmet is able to take on a defensive end, no easy feat at all, and hold him away from the play. Montgomery's able to get around him, hit a nice block on this corner right here, and EQ squares up a safety and beats him in the open field, keeping him out of the play, and then the linebacker foot racing with Velus Jones just doesn't have a chance. It's a nice job offensively and a balanced job offensively by the Bears on this offensive drive, and I think an interesting look at what Fields could improve on, obviously what he improved on later in the season, but also schematically speaking, where Fields changes the math in favor of the offense at times and is able to use those legs of his to eke out critical yards on all kinds of downs, moving the chains, creating first downs, and eventually leading to touchdowns, even if it's a teammate scoring it for him. That's all I got for you today, but let me know if you enjoyed this format. I really want to take a better look at play calling, and through the lens of what we usually do on these all 22 streams, think we could be able to do this all season long. But am I too wordy? What do you care about? What don't you care about? What do you want to see more of? What do you want to see less of? Let me know in the comments below. I'm keeping my eyes on them, and I promise I'm reading every single one of them. Until next time, Bears fans, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and please have a great rest of your day.